starts when Jesus entered a place called Jericho. During those days, Jesus had been going around teaching people and performing lots of miracles. Now, everybody had heard about Jesus and the amazing things he was saying and doing. So wherever Jesus went, the crowds would rush to see him. Imagine if a famous person was to walk down your street or into your town. People would tell their friends and family, and very quickly there would be a large crowd waiting for Jesus. Zacchaeus lived in the town of Jericho, where Jesus was visiting. Zacchaeus was the chief tax collector in Jericho, and he had lots and lots of money, and nobody liked tax collectors. Taxes help pay for doctors and hospitals, but sometimes the taxes were not spent properly, and sometimes, in Bible times, the taxman would steal some of the money. The people of Jericho didn't like Zacchaeus very much, because he had lots and lots of money and he had a very big house. They'd figured out that Zacchaeus had stolen their tax money and bought himself a very big house with it. Oh, back to our story. Zacchaeus had heard a noisy crowd. And Zacchaeus realized that Jesus was in Jericho, so he ran like everyone else to see him. When he got there, the crowd was so big that Zacchaeus couldn't see anything, because Zacchaeus was a very, very, very little man. Even standing on his tiptoes, Zacchaeus couldn't see Jesus. And Zacchaeus couldn't ask anyone to pick him up so he could see better. That would have been silly, wouldn't it? But then Zacchaeus saw a tree, and he decided to climb the tree so that he could see Jesus. As Jesus walked with the crowd down the road, Jesus reached the tree where Zacchaeus was, and Jesus looked up and he saw Zacchaeus, and he called out to him, "Zacchaeus, come down immediately. I want to visit your house today." And excited Zacchaeus climbed down out of the tree, smiling all the time. Now this is cool, isn't it? 1. Jesus knew Zacchaeus' name without asking him what his name was. 2. Jesus didn't care what other people thought. Jesus wanted to visit Zacchaeus' house anyway. And 3, Jesus said that he must visit Zacchaeus' house today, now. This meant that God the Father wanted Jesus to be Zacchaeus' friend. When Jesus said that he wanted to go to Zacchaeus' house, the crowd shook their heads and said, "Oh, Jesus is going to visit the house of a naughty man and be his friend." Jumping out of the tree, Zacchaeus said to Jesus, "Look, Lord, I will give half of all my money to the poor. And if I've cheated anyone or stole anything, I will pay back 4 times as much." This is the important part of the story, because it shows that God had changed Zacchaeus' heart. And when Jesus heard him say this, he said, "Today salvation has come to this house, because the Son of Man came to seek and save that which was lost." Jesus meant that he had forgiven Zacchaeus' naughty ways. Even if people didn't think Zacchaeus was good, God had forgiven him. God loved Zacchaeus so much and knew that his heart was good. This is why God sent his son Jesus to come to earth, to find those who didn't know God and were lost, and to show them who God was, so that they could believe in him and live with him forever in heaven.
Coming down the road, running through Jericho, they had everyone in town in line. Folks along the road made movement kinda slow, we wanted them to step aside. so right.